Good Monday and Labor Day, everybody. Got the 220 all greased up and fueled up. This morning I'm going to do a little dredging. Had about, I don't know how much rain over the weekend, but the lake come up about 4 feet. So now it's only about 2 feet low. I went down there and opened the valve up this morning. And I'm going to attempt to dig some of that even though the water's 4 foot high. Because we're going to try to start hauling sediment out of here next week, a week from today. So I'm going to try to go down that row right there and start laying some of that back, even though I'll be digging in the water. I think it's sandy enough it'll, we'll find out. I think it'll stack up. I just have to get creative with it. I'll make it work though. Good Monday morning, everybody. It's Labor Day. Gonna do a little dredging today, kind of get caught up on some stuff. We had a lot of rain over the weekend and the lake come up about 4 feet. Normally this would have been dry all the way to those rocks out there, but it's not. And we'll try to get caught up on moving some of this sediment back, getting it piled up so we can start hauling next week. Get as much as I can piled up so it'll start drying out. Won't be running out of the truck when it's going down the road. This is by far the best I've ever seen this. This is the third time we've dredged this lake out, and as you can tell, there is a gracious plenty of sediment. Now keep in mind, I dug this out 7 years ago. I've never seen it solid enough where you can about sit on it without mats. The only reason I'm bringing the mats is I really don't need them to be on this. But I have also, last time I was out here, I had mud up to about right here, sitting on mats. So I do know how soft it can be. That's why I'm just going to go ahead and take the mats out here with me, because it will get very soft at the end. That's kind of the way it works. I'll explain this whole situation, alright? Well, let me go, I'm trying to figure out how I want to explain this. All this sand is coming from upstream. When this lake was built, you know, there's 2 creeks. There's a feeder creek there, and there's 2 creeks that flow into here. Well, when this was built, you know, there probably wasn't a whole lot of development upstream. Well, over the past 40 years, they've just developed and developed and developed, and there's probably 2 more square miles worth of runoff that flows into here. And once you build subdivisions, shopping centers, more roads, highways, and all that, well, all that does is increase the surface area of runoff. And if they don't put in the proper size stormwater ponds, I know you've seen that we do a lot of those ponds where those are designed to catch all the runoff during a big rain, and they'll retain that to keep from dumping it directly into the creek. You know, it'll kind of hold it for a little while. But once it fills up, it's going to start flowing. And it's just nature is taking its course. You know, it's got so much more development, 3 times the amount of runoff. Well, that little creek channel that was 3 feet wide is now 9 feet wide. You know, nature is eroding the creek to make it bigger to handle the amount of water it's got. Well, that sediment's got to come somewhere. So it ends up coming down here. And the lake is the closest place downstream to catch it. And that's how you end up with 10,000 plus yards of sediment in 7 years. And that's how it adds up. Now this being the best I've ever seen it, the reason this is so good right here, you got logs and crap that people's pushed into the creek that flow down here, is as, you know, as the creek's eroding, it's turning that dirt into sand and rock. And the reason this is so good is because as the sediment is coming into the lake, the sand is heavier, so it will get deposited up here. And as it's flowing in here, it's taking all that liquid slop. You know, the sand's coming in right here, and it's just pushing that liquid out back this way. So I'm pretty much on like a plateau that it's formed, and it's pushed all that liquid sediment out there. And you can kind of see right here as he dug this ditch last week, how it's stacked right there, and then right here it's turning to liquid. So you just got to be more careful. Once you get farther out there, the ground's going to become a lot less stable. He dug it out last week and it was running, and now you can stack it up. I'll lay this back, and then I'll come back and make a cut into the water. I really want the water to be down a little lower. I'm sitting on top of the sediment he dug out last week. It's become solid enough. And then when I make my next cut, ideally the lake was supposed to have been down. There wasn't supposed to be no water up here. But now I'll just have to dig it out of the water. And all that's just going to do is make this wetter. But it being so sandy, it will drain out. How much bigger the bucket on the 250 was until I've run it for 2 solid weeks. And I get in here, I'm like, that's so small. Little baby scoops. I used to think that was a big bucket. Just kind of rake kind of a little hump here in the center, just so I'm not rocking on the mats. Like I said, this is by far the best I've ever seen this sediment out here. This is the job where the lady with the Department of Water Quality fell in the borrow pit. We're not going to do that anymore for safety. Last time we went down that whole shoreline over there and dug a borrow pit all over there because the mud was so wet. We hauled the good dirt off and put the sediment in there. And along the water and got down here and got all nosy. Walked right around the darn fence and fell into that borrow pit of liquid mud about February. Learned her little lesson. About crotch deep in it. Good time, good time. Let me finish this cut out. And then I'll probably set the camera up outside when I start working my way back, making that cut in the water. It should get pretty sloppy. I'll shut the windshield in so I don't get splattered. Real granular. You can hear the rock in it. made it all the way down here to the end, and you may ask yourself, why didn't I go farther? Well, there's an orange fence over there. Just see it right there with the boom. Actually, I've gone a little farther. But this is the area we priced to take out, so we can keep up with our yardage. And then when it gets closer to the end, if they want to take out more, we'll take that out. It all comes down to a price. This is not cheap. Finding a place to put all this, just hauling all this stuff gets so expensive. This is a pretty expensive project, so you got to kind of have your limits on what you can and can't take out. But I mean, if they come up with the money, we got no problem taking that out. But we're at like 10,000 yards just right here for now, what we're going to take out. And it would probably take another 3,000 yards to get that. But the water's up this morning, making this a little difficult because that was supposed to be dry. And I'm jiggling my way down to the mud just because I'm down here at the end where all that fine sediment is. And the more you jiggle on it, the wetter it gets and the more you sink down. So try to just cut little sections out, got a mat somewhere, and then just dig it in. But it being mud, you can't dig for so much before what you're sitting on starts sliding in. Slow and steady. Got to keep an eye on everything. I still got I'd have to move that 3 more times to get it to the bank. You couldn't get a long reach because the long reach wouldn't reach from the bank to this pile right here. And you for damn sure couldn't come out here on a long reach because you'd have it buried because they have no pulling power. So this is your best route. Digging in the water like this, it just makes it wetter and wetter. But this will dry out. It'll get pretty sandy up there. That's why once I do this, I'm gonna let the water go down. I just wanted to dig something while I was here today, and I made a trip down here. Some people said, why don't you just leave the sediment in here? Well, another 7 years after the lake will be filled up. And I think that's the whole purpose of this community, is to have the lake. For recreational. I mean, it's houses all the way around this entire subdivision. So that's why they're spending the money to clean it up. I usually have the windshielded door shut, but the way the sun's glaring, you wouldn't have been able to see. So I'm trying not to splatter myself. So we're going down. I'll get one more, and I'll be able to move back and reach the rest. Oh, easy. Easy. Let's get up here before we get into trouble. We're already see the top of the tracks on maps. We're pulling. Come on, baby. Oh, shit. I gotta get my mats back. Just kind of got pucker factor. I'm gonna level this out first. So I'm sitting a little more level. I was still on that pile of crap. That's why I cut all this out so it'd be sitting level. I dug this.